Shema Yasser Allah Yahweh Allah Haganawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yasser Allah Yahweh Allah Haganawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yasser Allah Yahweh Allah Haganawa Yahweh Achad Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Khan Kudas, when you double honor, start other apostles and other bishops, great men, storming well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. I'm Zahad, Spirit Wind Judah, and today I want to go into a live stream entitled Management in Babylon. Management in Babylon. Alright? And the reason why I'm going into this live stream, is, Babylon. Well, I'm gonna open up with quoting a scripture. I'm gonna open up with quoting a scripture. And if there's enough brothers eventually in the live stream, maybe we can post scriptures on the live feed. But it tells you in Sirach 10 that the government of a prudent man is well ordered. The government of a prudent man is well ordered. All right, and we've been devalued and disempowered so long in Babylon, and pursuant to Ecclesiastes, it says, I have seen princes walking as servants and servants upon horses, roughly paraphrasing. And the princes walking as servants is us in captivity, us in America, working as employees. All right, and you could get so institutionalized that you're playing the role of an employee, then you forget that you're actually just playing the role of an employee, and that you're actually a prince, a ruler that's in captivity. So you will take that employee mindset, all right, and bring it into the world outside of your 9 to 5, and just sort of disempower yourself and not understanding that you still have to rule outside your 9 to 5. All right, everything outside your 9 to 5 is still basically yours, all right, within your household. So you still have to manage your life, all right? And one thing I noticed about Babylon, it makes it hard to manage your life, all right? It makes it hard to be resourceful, all right? See, a ruler, even a steward who works for us, a ruler, you have to manage your life, all right? You have to manage your life, And Babylon, once again, makes it hard because we're born and raised into a very extreme version of consumerism. So they have it to a ultra science to make you a consumer. And the end result is that you're always scratching for change. So some of us brothers have less than other brothers. Some brothers are higher in the tax bracket than others. So some brothers are more affected by the purchases they make than other brothers. So you might not be affected with going out to eat every day. Another brother might be more affected by it. So if you're more in the $100 a day bracket or somewhere in that spectrum, it'll behoove you to be more resourceful, all right? But this society doesn't want you to think, all right? For example, Jake in the hood, a lot of times Jake don't have a car in the hood, and they'll go and buy their groceries from from an Elam store. They used to call him Jew Man. Really, it's like Elam or Ishmael. But Ishmael, I've worked at Walmart. Ishmael will buy those drinks, all right, and that water and those chips or whatever from Walmart. Now Walmart, Sam's Club, and they'll turn around and double sell it for you, double the price to you. You'll see them take cigarettes, which you shouldn't be smoking cigarettes. We shouldn't smoke cigarettes, but they'll take cigarettes out the pack and sell loosies. They'll take condoms out the pack and sell them in singles. All right, but don't you know that the things that I just named that's lawful, you can order this stuff in bulk off Amazon, and you can get you a Sam's Club card. You see, it's part of the dog licking our sores. And when you only think for the day and you don't think ahead, you never save money. You just being impulsive, or you just being, spontaneous. All right, and that you may survive like that as a single man, but it doesn't work as a family man. If you have a family, you definitely want to have a mindset. Well, let me get a Sam's Club card. Let me get a Costco membership. Let me buy things in bulk. you know, because outside of your 9 to 5, you're still a ruler. You're still a manager. You have to manage your affairs. You have to manage money. Sometimes it's not about making more money. Sometimes it's about understanding the underlying system of budgeting the money you have. And I speak, but I'm teaching myself, because I've got distracted in Babylon, especially if your systems get halted by inconveniences. Then you'll forget to bounce back. Or you don't understand that you need another way of making money besides the way you're making money now, because that has been halted. Okay? They say in America you need 3 streams of income now. So, for example, it could be addictive to get off work and buy food from a restaurant or drive through. That could be addictive. But if you think about what you're buying, you will save a lot of money if you get it from a store. And if you can't do it, maybe somebody in your house, you can buy staples and you can make those same things yourself. When you want to save money, you got to spend money in the beginning. You got to spend money to save money. For example, you might get off work and buy a smoothie every day. Once again, if you're in a lower tier tax bracket, it's not benefiting you to buy a $10 smoothie every day, right? But what you can do, you can invest in a $40, $50 blender, all right, and buy the ingredients for a smoothie. You can freeze the ingredients, all right, and you will save money in the long run, all right? Everything is an investment. Back in the old country, everything was an investment, all right? And it tells you, even a woman, in Babylon, we'll think a woman is for love or for sex, you know, companionship. That comes with the purchase. But really, it comes to make to take the burden off your estate. You remember the movie Color Purple? When Celie left Mister for whatever reason temporarily, and now his household was crazy because there was nobody to manage his kids. The chickens and stuff, because he was basically on the farm. The chickens was going crazy. He didn't know how to run that arena. So basically, when you bought a woman, you really bought literally a helpmeet, a servant. So, but you paid the money now, all right, and you basically got your investment later on by somebody taking the burden off your life so you can focus on other things, all right? That's why, like, Jake travels abroad. You might spend that money on that plane ticket. You might spend a lot of money staying over there for a while, scouting for a wife, but you coming home to a domestic helpmeet like in the ancient world, you see? So when it comes to saving money, you spend the money at the beginning and you save the money later. Because if not, it's gonna be, okay, I don't spend the money now, but I'm spending it every day. And over a period of time, I spent a lump sum of money. So one thing about Babylon makes you afraid to make them long-term investments, because you get turned off, so to speak, because of the price you pay in the beginning. Like, it was worth me paying $50 for a processor, you know? Because going back to hummus, the type of diet I'm on, I go to the store and buy hummus. But I finally leveled up and started making my own hummus. And it lasts. You take those chickpeas, you put in the Instant Pot. Now in about an hour, you put the chickpeas in the processor. You put, your sea salt and your lemon and the garlic. I'm quite sure brothers probably already on stuff like that. But you put it in there and it lasts days. Just from a bag of chickpeas, it's like what, $2, as opposed to spending $5 on a container of hummus every day. So that adds up, because you're not just buying hummus, you're buying other things too. So one thing I learned about Babylon, I'm just speaking about the things that I learned in my journey. One thing I learned about Babylon is you spend now to save money later. Yeah, you invest in your blender, you invest in an Instant Pot, you invest in a processor, because really your kitchen is what? It's the restaurant. So either you're gonna be the cook or your woman is the cook. You see, or maybe y'all both cook. However your thing is, you don't have to copy and paste how another brother does. You do what works for you. Some brothers just love to cook. You must forget we Israelites. You know what I mean? So some brothers are damn good cooks. Or you might give your woman the blueprint, but she might take it and run with it. You know, that's how Eve is, man. Not just Eve, you know, women in general. You get them that blueprint, but they gonna take it and run with it. They might kick you out the kitchen. You know what I mean? Figure of speech, you know what I'm saying? But the point is, managing in Babylon, man, because Babylon wants you to be impulsive. It wants you to be an impulsive spender. Babylon wants you just functioning off your lower nature. It's just impulse, reaction. And you have all these urges. You driving past these billboards advertising food, and you have these urges. But now when it comes to a household and managing your affairs, you have to be resourceful, all right? And you have to make the things inside of your household work for you. The things you invest money in, all right, and invest time in, you have to get a return on your investment. So what's the return on your investment in having dogs in the house, or a woman, or, hey, this dog should be a bodyguard. Yeah, it's a companion, but ideally it should be a bodyguard. You see? A watchman. A dog is it's a servant. Google how many commands the average dog can learn. It's over 100. And it says commands. How many commands? Because he's your servant. It's a low-key, cheap servant. Because, you know, I watch movies. Like I said, I watch a lot of ancient movies lately. I've been watching ancient series like the Roman Empire. And those kings and those emperors, they always had bodyguards. All right? Even this show called The Family Business, all right? Those men had bodyguards watching their estate. Well, most of us can't afford an actual bodyguard now. We're in captivity. But a dog is actually a bodyguard. The fact that your dog can see somebody or sense somebody before you can sense it, that's a whole asset. So even a dog is a damn servant, which is a bodyguard. In this particular sense, that's how he serves, as being a bodyguard. You must forget that it said Abraham had 300 servants. He got those 300 servants gonna get his nephew Lot back. It's been a while since I read that account. But servant don't just mean a dude that stand at the door and take requests. I think they call it a connoisseur, well, it's a word for that too. But a servant just mean one of your constituents, whatever role they play. You know, because see, we were country kings back then. All right, before we had an establishment in Jerusalem. All right, before we had an establishment in the city of David. All right, we were country kings. So, like Abraham, Job, those are like country kings. Those are men that were in the country. They had wealth and they had servants. They had bodyguards. They had trained up servants that knew martial arts. They knew how to defend the property from invaders. You always had invaders and thieves and stick-up kids back then. You know? So like I was reading a brother, yeah, Con. Y'all gonna make me crash trying to read the company. Now I'm just talking. I just wait till I get in park. But the point is, man, the point is, I see these signs showing me that I'm closer to my destination, and I don't even want to be closer to my destination. I want to just sit here and drive, but hey, we gotta get this day in our captivity, you know? But the point is, man, you make whatever is in your estate work for you and take the burden off. Ideally, you know, you have your sons and your daughters with chores and stuff. That's teaching them responsibility and how to manage their apartment or their situation when they become older. A lot of women are not getting married because they just are a piece of ass. Like a lot of women, they don't know anything. A lot of times a man not gonna tell you why he ain't locking it in with you, you know? A lot of women that is getting married or they do have long-term situations, it's not just because of sex. It's because they got some ancient world duties. They still know how to cook and clean. So a man can feel that burden being lifted off of him. I ain't talking about a lame nigga. I'm talking about a man that actually works. So if you a man that works and you, okay, I gotta get off work. I gotta cook. Damn, I gotta wash my clothes. Damn, I gotta, you know, shit, the house junkie. Now, if you got a woman and she doing that shit, now it make you want to say, okay, I'll lock it in with you, you know? The ancient world always work. It's always the best way. But, what was I gonna say? So yeah, you got your sons, you know, he has certain duties in the house. You know, that's something I have to be mindful of. You got a daughter, At a certain age, she might be in the kitchen with her mom more, ideally, you know, or you might have in the kitchen if you're a man that cook, you know. So by the time she get older, she got those domestic skills. See, Jake in America, they have daughters, they train them 100% to serve Esau, to be a help me for Esau. Go to college and be a help me for Esau, so you won't need a man. But instinctively in their nature, they still need a man. So when they get a man, they have no domestic skills. Same thing with men. A lot of men, we had 50 years of a matriarch, 50, 60 years of a matriarch. So a lot of men don't know the duties and roles of men. You know, a lot of men are just look like Barbie dolls. They just know how to dress, fight, maybe play ball, just little inner city stuff. Have sex, but nothing that can make them a real asset. Nothing that can make them a real man, a leader, a patriarch. You know. But yeah, we have to practice, and I say we because it applies to me. We have to practice being resourceful, and not spending so much money. You know, you can find yourself not being resourceful, and you spending so much money, and you're worried about like, damn, I'm working paycheck to paycheck, or I'm struggling. Part of this, yeah, you might not be getting paid nothing. You know how capitalism is, but in another way, you might not just be resourceful. You know, you might not be resourceful. And there's one thing to be resourceful, and there's another thing to activate another stream of income, you know. But just something to, inspire brothers. We still kings. We can't forget that we not kings. We can't forget that we're kings, man. And kings, they utilize their resources, they manage their affairs well. The government of a prudent man is well ordered. But once again, we have to go against the vibration of Babylon that pushes us just to be reactors and not foresee. See, prudent means to foresee. When you foresee, you're thinking ahead. You know, it's one thing to live day by day according to Matthew 6:33, but you still have to be a manager of your affairs and make sure everybody in your world, in your household is stable. Well, with that, I hope you brothers and sisters will edify. To the next time, shalom.